My message today, is really simple. It's for us to think about when we generalize people based on their identity, how that strips them of their individuality. So when we generalize about people's identity, how we strip them of their individuality. For the older students, you might know this as, it's really called essentializing. So when we think there's sort of this like intrinsic nature in someone, we do this all the time, right? You're from Dorchester, you must. You're a man, you must. Answering those questions. And for me, I've spent a lot of time dealing with, you're black, so you must. The problem with that, or what's become especially problematic for me, is there's sort of this like natural or intrinsic idea that if you are black, you must be good at basketball, or if you are black, you must be a good dancer. And that's been really, really problematic for me because I am so bad at both of those things. I think the faculty were playing in their basketball game, and Jovi was like, "Mr. Danso, how come you're not out there?" I'm like, I am horrible. I mean, you watch me play basketball, it probably would take you 45 seconds to realize I am a terrible, terrible basketball player. But in 5th or 6th grade, I played for the first time. I signed up for, I think, the orange team, okay? The team was not good, and I was gonna be the savior. I'd never played basketball before, but the coach was like convinced that I was gonna turn this team around. Never hadn't seen me playing basketball, like knowing nothing about me other than like, he didn't say it, but he's like, this kid's gonna be good. This kid's gonna be good. I almost started to believe him, even though I had never played basketball or like done anything. I'm like, yeah, maybe I will be good. Maybe I'll like do that Michael Jordan like free throw dunk, like that's gonna be awesome. I think my freshman class knows how many points I scored that year. Does anyone from my freshman class remember how many points I scored that year? Maybe I didn't tell this story. You remember? No, come on, 0 points? No, I scored 1. I scored 1 point. Free throw line, granny throw in the basket. It was great. And while the coach never said explicitly, you're black, so you're good at basketball, it was a real feeling, right? It was tangible. It was not explicit, but it was a real feeling that I had. Similar things happened later on in my life, playing pickup basketball games, being picked first, like no reason I should be picked first. Even with the caveat, I would be like, hey, listen, before we start picking teams, I'm terrible at basketball, so you're all aware. Yeah, right, first, gotcha. Yeah. That's when I think the comments started to become a little bit more explicit, right? So my coach wasn't like, you're good at basketball, you're black, you should be good at basketball. But like, I think as I got a little older, those comments became explicit. Dude, you're black, what's going on? After like, I warned them, I'm not good, and I was terrible, it'd be like, dude, you're black, come on. Or, aren't all black people supposed to be good at basketball? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. The same thing happened with dancing. Do you guys know the Cupid Shuffle? You know it a little bit. For someone who's a bad dancer, the Cupid Shuffle is perfect. It's step-by-step directions telling you what to do. The song literally goes, if you don't know, to the left, to the left, to the right, now kick, now everybody kick. That's it. That's the dance, that's the song. I remember dancing to this song, and it was like, great, I'm terrible, I'm having a good time with to the left. It was great. It was great. And this girl turns to me, and she's like, aren't black people supposed to be good dancers? And it was kind of like these little cuts that kind of stripped me of my individuality. And if you know me, or as you'll get to know me, my blackness is an essential part of my identity. It is something that, like African American literature, is a passion of mine. I've created curriculum for multicultural experiences, ran retreats. I came down here, Caleb and the Knights of the Round Table had me speaking last year. Like, it's something I'm very, very passionate about. And so to have people essentialize or generalize that because you're black, you should be this, and if you're not that, then you're not black, was really, really hurtful to me. To the point where I was thinking, I was like, I'm gonna watch all the YouTube videos and I'm gonna become the best dancer. I'm gonna show them how black I am, right? And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You don't really like dancing that much. You don't like basketball that much, but you are black and being black is very important to you. So I had to be comfortable with the idea of, I'm gonna be the person who defines who I am, and I'm not gonna let other people define me or define what it means to be black. Does that make sense? I'm not gonna let other people I'm not gonna let other people define me or define what it means to be black. That was my bit. And as we get ready to move on through the rest of the day, this might not necessarily relate to you in terms of blackness, but my guess is it relates to you in terms of something. And if nothing else, for the young men in this room, people are constantly trying to tell us, this is what it means to be a man. This is what defines manliness. It is imperative that we swim against that current of what people perceive is manliness or manhood. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it.